the Zoo Education Coordinator, Colleen Mitchell, joining us right now. And we're actually at the David Traylor Zoo to help announce the birth of a three-banded armadillo, as a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. Where do the three-banded armadillos come from?
Well, they're from South America, Bolivia, Paraguay, that area. So unlike the ones that you see here, there are none in North America. So you do see the nine-banded here.
Okay.
But you would not see this little girl there.
Okay.
Here.
What's the story, I guess, of the armadillo family coming to the David Traylor Zoo?
Well, they're just moving up, I suppose, because of habitat and because of weather conditions. And so they are just moving up. They're quite different than this one, though. A lot of times you see them dead on the side of the road, and it's probably because they jump into the car rather than the car actually hitting them, because that's what they do when they're afraid. But this little one can roll completely into a ball. She's one of only two kinds that can do that, and she's not yet scared enough to do it like a snap. She's got some pretty sharp front claws, but the mother and the father would wrap up a lot tighter. So if a predator, it's a great adaptation, if a predator was going to grab them, they would just roll up, maybe snap shut, maybe get the dog's nose in that too. Yeah, yep. So it's a great adaptation.
No doubt. Now, they're nocturnal, so this is not the time of day that they're typically active.
Well, and here at the zoo, we probably train them to be a little less nocturnal. But around 3 or 4 o'clock when the keepers are bringing in the food, often you'll see them out and about running around. But it is really evening when they're kind of like little pocket dinosaurs. They just motor around in there, and she's pretty inquisitive and hasn't been held very much.
No doubt. Yeah. How long do they live and how big can they get?
Well, I should show you the male. The female is smaller, and I believe the female's older than our male. Yeah, get one. And so you can see them. Their lifespan, gosh, 10?
Our female is 22.
Okay. In the wild, probably a lot less than that. Okay. So our female's 22 years old. So she's older. She's actually smaller, and she looks like she's in better condition than our male. She hasn't been handled as much because we've wanted her to have a baby. So we tried to keep her as free from people as we could.
And I know the zoos, in agreements with other zoos to bring in, and I always see
that's the male.
This is Dad. His name is Dozer. He's 15 years old. So you can see the size difference.
And this little one's really growing fast, though.
Mm-hmm. What's the plans for the little one? Are we looking at possibly maybe sending him or her to another zoo, or are we looking at possibly keeping the new one here? And are we going to have a naming contest maybe for them?
We aren't sure on the naming contest. I can tell you that the southern three-banded armadillos are part of our species survival plan, which is a program put on by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And so really it will be up to that program of whether or not this one stays here or it should move on to another zoo for a breeding program.
And we would really like to keep it here, but we do know that that's what keeps that genetic diversity going, so that's why we want to share.
All right. Colleen Mitchell, Lisa Keith, thanks so much for joining us here, and thanks for showing us off the armadillos. Appreciate it.
No problem. Have a great day.